stream. How is everyone this evening? It is a bit later in the month than I was planning to get it done, but at least I am getting it done. I am going to try to do a live stream every month on a Friday, but going forward, my life is getting busier and it might be harder to fit them in, but I really, really love doing them. And as long as you guys keep watching them, I would like to keep making them. So I guess there's not much point in telling you what content you can expect for March, since we're not that far through it, I suppose, but it's mostly going to be Easter content on Sundays. I've been round most of the main supermarkets foraging for their new in Easter products to do taste test and reviews for you guys. There'll still be the Wednesday upload, mostly going to be vlogs. There are going to be some cook with me videos coming out where I cook and you guys get to watch. I am not an experienced cook. I am cooking everything in the videos that you see me cook for the first time. So I have no idea if they're going to turn out good or not. Regardless, I'm going to put them out because that is the reality of life and that's what I like to show on my YouTube channel. And then there'll still be the Dungeons and Dragons recap videos on a Saturday at 10 a.m. The Sunday and Wednesday videos will remain at 6 p.m. I usually upload a short on a Saturday at 6 p.m. as well, because I know that not everyone is into Dungeons and Dragons and not everyone is into long form videos. So I'm trying to cover all bases and have a little bit of something for everyone. Occasionally there might be an additional upload because I run 2 games that I do recaps for, and I play in a 3rd game that I do a recap for, and I try to get the recap out before the next game session. And there are some weeks when I'm playing in all 3 games, so that can be quite a busy recap week. But I don't want anyone to think that I'm becoming a Dungeons and Dragons channel or anything like that. I'm not. I'm sticking to what I guess I'm good at. I mean, I don't know if I'm good at it, maybe I'd be better at other stuff, but that is going to be reviewing and taste testing food and doing vlogs, which will be very much centered around food because I love food. Kaz loves cakes, it's in the name. So yes, that's pretty much my content plans. Hello Jazz, it is great to see you. It's a while since you've been able to make a live stream and it's really, really lovely to have you here. If this is your first time watching a live stream, I tend to leave it very much up to you guys what we discuss. If you guys don't ask me questions or bring up topics, I will just ramble at you for about half an hour. Please don't be shy about joining in. I have got my phone here so that I can see what you guys are saying because it only pops up on my screen briefly. Deyanira says, hey. Hello, it is great to have you from over in America. David Jones is shouting, hello Kaz and everyone in live, oi oi. David Jones from Wales, what are you drinking this evening? That's my attempt at a bad Welsh accent, just for you, David. And Eddie says, hello everyone. Thank you, David. He said, hit the thumbs up, please. So yes, it would be very much appreciated if you could like this video while you're watching, whether it's live or the replay. It might make me a little more popular on YouTube, but to be honest, I think it might take a miracle for that to happen. David says, I'm drinking Budweiser. Lovely. I am drinking, very exciting, Tango Paradise Punch. Not my first time having it, and I do enjoy it. And David says, love the Welsh accent, me, which, considering you live in Wales, is probably a good thing. And I've completely lost track of what I was saying. I think I was saying that don't be shy. You can just jump in and join the conversation. But if you just want to watch and lurk, that's absolutely fine as well. Nobody is going to bite here. not even me, on my best behaviour in live streams. Dayanira says, Happy International Women's Day. And David says, hey, Eddie. Yes, Happy International Women's Day to anyone who is celebrating it. I don't know if that's the right word. But yeah, to all those women out there, whoever you are and whatever you're doing, everyone is a superstar in their own way. That sounds far too profound. I feel like I need to even the balance up by saying something ridiculous. But I can't think of anything right now. I've spent most of today working on Dungeons and Dragons games and thinking up fantasy names and trying to generate images of fantasy characters. David says, great uploads you've been doing, Kaz. Yes, watched on big TV, will comment on the tablet. Yeah, I find that's the one criticism I would have about the YouTube app or streaming service on the television. You can't comment on it, and I tend to watch a lot of the YouTube channels I follow on my television, and you can't like and you can't comment, and I end up forgetting to do both. So yes, if anyone at YouTube ever sees this, then please maybe change that, and it would be great if we could schedule live streams for on the half hour as well as just on the hour again, because yeah, that would be good. Eddie says, evening David. Dayanira says, you've been making some amazing meals recently. Thank you very much. I'm not making anything amazing tonight. I tend to only cook meals like that when I'm cooking for more than just me. When it's just me, I don't put in the same effort, and I really should, but it's a lot of effort and a lot of washing up. But I've discovered I really like cooking. Who guessed? Never thought I'd be any good at it, but haven't killed anyone yet, haven't given anyone food poisoning, so far it's working out, but yeah, early days for that. David says, love cooking, me. What's your favourite thing to cook, David? What would you say is your signature dish, if you have one? Yeah, I'm going to ask you that question. David says curries. I did think you might say that. I should be brave and at least try a korma, because I hear that's the mildest type of curry, because I can't do spicy food. David says roast dinners. I have never cooked a roast dinner. I probably could. Maybe I'll try it soon. Not going to cook a roast dinner just for myself though. Might have to invite some random people to enjoy my attempts at cooking. Carol says, hi, I'm back. It's been a while. It's great to see you back here, Carol. It has been a while indeed, so I really hope that you're doing okay. David says vindaloo. I'm guessing that's your favourite curry. I don't think I could handle a vindaloo, to be honest. And Carol says, love the latest videos, more cafe testings. There's going to be a lot of videos. I've done several local places. So they're going to be coming out over the next few weeks. I like to support local businesses, but I also like to be honest in my reviews. So I'm not going to say somewhere is good unless it's just, if it's not good, I'm going to be honest about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not being sponsored. I'm not getting anything for free. But even if I was, I would still want to be honest, because that's just who I am. And I have had some disappointing experiences, but I've also had some really good experiences. David says every Sunday for me and my mum, roast dinner and Wednesday. I'm glad that you clarified you cook a roast dinner for you and your mum, David, and it's not a vindaloo. Although maybe your mum would like vindaloo. My mum is not a curry fan. My dad is, but he doesn't he ate a lot of vindaloos when he was younger. He tends to eat something less hot these days. I'm thinking jalfrezi, but I might be wrong. Might be wrong about that. I'll be honest, I don't really know much about curries except they are hot and I don't really like them. And people love to put chicken in them. I'm just looking through the chat here in case you're wondering what I'm doing. I have my phone. And David says same with the cooked breakfast. I've been trying to poach eggs. I ended up cheating and buying egg poachers because all my attempts to do it in a saucepan just failed spectacularly. And even in the egg poachers, the first thing that I did was, it was overdone, but that's because I didn't take it out of the pan in time. Carol says, nice t-shirt. I like bird images and I appreciate your honest reviews. This is my Druid t-shirt. So it's a D20 and then just, yeah, I liked this bird one. There was another one. Can't remember what was on it, but I liked this one and I liked the colours in it. So, Daenerys says, love your hair to the side. It looks longer too. Thank you. I need to get my hair cut. I haven't had it cut since I think 2018. So I really should get to the hairdressers. David says, yes, always chicken in it. I know so many amazing dishes are just ruined because people make them with chicken. There are people out there who actually like chicken. I am not one of them. Eddie says, give us some examples of D&D character names, please. Well, one of the characters I've come up with is a gnome bard. And he is called Dale Fiddlehand. And he looks a bit like Slash with an electric guitar, because I thought that would be funny. And Eddie says, my signature dish is Just Eat. I haven't been using them as much recently. I did a lot of reviews early on where I used them, but I'm finding I'm preferring to cook, and I'm planning to do some videos. I wanted to do international cuisine, but cook it from scratch. However, that is a lot to do. So I'm probably going to start by raiding Lidl when they do their themed weeks, which kind of feels a lot like cheating to me, but at the same time it's a more practical way of doing it, and also I don't like to mention money, but it will be a bit cheaper. I don't make money from YouTube. I'm probably never going to make money from YouTube, so I can't afford to do all the videos I'd like to do. That's why you're not seeing reviews of new in products at Costa and Starbucks, because the cost, I think I added up the cost it would have been to do a Costa video, and it was about £30. £30. It's just insane. And I'm sure there are plenty of other YouTubers out there who do make money and can afford to do those things, but I am not one of them. And if I am going to spend that kind of money, I'd rather spend it on a small business than a big company. Carol says, looks like a cockatoo or a chaffinch. I couldn't actually tell you what bird it's meant to be. I do not know. And when it comes to recognising birds, I am no ornithologist. I can identify a magpie and a robin, and I think I've got a bird feeder with some fat balls on my balcony, and there are a couple of magpies and I think a couple of finches. The finches are teeny tiny, they're so cute. They come in and feed from there. David says hot water, bit of vinegar, put spoon in, stir around, put egg in, perfect for poached. I tried that. Did not go well at all. David says, what was that name? Classic Kaz looks like Slash. Love Guns N' Roses me. Dale Fiddlehound. Because he's a bard. And yeah, I thought it would be funny. Carol says, can I request you make and eat blueberry muffins? I could certainly make them and eat them. I actually have a book full of different flavoured muffins. The issue I have is that I don't have a lot of people to help me eat things, but maybe I can find a reason to bake and give them to someone to take into work to share out, something like that, because I don't want them to go to waste. You can freeze some muffins, but not all. But yeah, I haven't done any baking for a while. And Dianira says, yes, blueberry muffins. And David Jones says, £30, never pay it me. No, I'm not paying it either. That's why I'm not going to do that review. And Jazz says, agreed, it's good to support small businesses, and your previous reviews have helped me find a few foodie gifts for family. And David says, great name in it. There is actually a small business I'm going to show you just off camera. This is one of the things my mum is going to get for Mother's Day, and it's 4 different scents of wax melts from Gamry's Candles. I have got them on my Instagram. I have got a video coming out, but that's going to be in my small business summer, which will be in the last week of July. I can actually smell the melts through the box. They just smell incredible. You get 4 packs, and each pack has 4 melts in it for a £5, and there's so many scents. So I just thought this would be a really nice gift for my mum, and I'll just show you the card that I've got. I didn't do this. This was done by the stall holder, because if I did it, it would not look anything like this pretty. Had to. Soon as I saw the Cocker Spaniel, I had to get this card. I realise I haven't taken the price off, but never mind. But oh my god, Cocker Spaniels they're my dogs. I love them, and so does my mum. Anyway, I have gone off track. What are you guys saying in chat? David says 9 months, it's Christmas again. I don't even want to think about Christmas. I have been busy filming Easter content. I have bits of Easter egg and Easter cakes and Easter chocolate stashed all over the place. My freezer is once again full of hot cross buns. So yeah, I can't think about Christmas right now. Stephen says, have you got any more cruises planned? I don't. I would like to go on another Morella cruise this year. I would like to they do a Caribbean cruise, or I should say, another Mediterranean cruise, but it's Greece and that sort of area, rather than where I was, which was around Spain, Italy, France. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, partly because of the cost and just partly because of things that are going on in my life. If I did, it would be another one where I would go with my parents and I would vlog it for you guys. So yeah, that is still up in the air at the moment. David says, crazy quick in it this year. I think the older you get, the faster time seems to go. I swear it has definitely not been a year since my last birthday when the next one came up. So yeah. Jazz says, that's a lovely gift. And Dianira says, oh yes, I saw your post of the gift, nice. David says, looks a great gift, nice one. David also says, can't beat a dog on a card, dog's better than cats. 100%. A lot of my friends have cats. I am not a cat person, I would not want a cat. But long-haired guinea pigs, Google those if you want a laugh. There are some outstanding images. David says, don't eat chocolate. Well, that's good. I don't share chocolate, so we'd get on great, David. And he also says 4 Easter eggs at £10 in Asda. And yes, death is knocking on my door, 43, 44 this year. You know how old I'm going to be this year, David. I'm not going to say it because let's just pretend that I am actually only 28. No one's going to believe that, are they? I do want to say as well, I have got my mum some coffee pods for her coffee machine to go with the wax melts. Mother's Day is not a big occasion in my family, and Father's Day is a complete non-event. My dad takes the view very much that it's just a way for card companies to make money. I get him a card sometimes, and I sometimes get him a small gift because I like to mark Father's Day. Mother's Day does matter to my mum, but like you, David, she does not eat chocolate. There's no point me getting her flowers because my brother usually does that. So I try to look for quirky or unusual gifts that I can give her that she might like. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, she likes coffee. She'll drink the coffee. She's got a wax melt burner, so I know that she'll be able to use the wax melts, and I've picked the scents that I think she will like, which are mostly floral, whereas I tend to gravitate much more towards the foodie scents. In the winter, especially, I think it's almost like a comfort thing, but in summer, that's when I tend to like the more floral fragrances. And David says, 28, you look it, Kaz. Thank you very much. I'm just glad that I do not have a vlogging camera right now, which might show me in better definition. That is one of the plus points of using an iPad rather than a camera. Dayanira says, whatever your age, you are still awesome. Thank you very much. I agree, and David agrees with that as well. Honestly, I think 2024 is the best year of my life so far. And obviously it's the oldest I've been. Haven't mastered the art of time travel yet. So yeah, I thought that, not that my life was over, but you know, that most of my chances to do stuff were, you know, it was too late for most things, and I'm actually discovering that that is not the case. And for anyone who is dreading turning 30, 40, whatever, you'll probably find as you get older, you get more confident in yourself and you have a better sense of who you are. I mean, if you've seen the thumbnail, you'll see how I am dressed. And there will be people who will look at what I'm wearing and think, she is too old for that, or she looks ridiculous in that. I don't care. I like what I'm wearing. I feel good in what I'm wearing. And yeah, I will continue to dress in my very unique and eclectic style. I think you just have to embrace getting older. Society has a very negative view on it, but it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. See if I still think that at my next big birthday when that comes round. Assuming I'm still alive at that point, which I hope to be, but I guess you never know. David says, great news, Kaz, and it's all right so far from me. Jazz says, that's lovely to hear and long may it continue. You've no idea how lovely it is to see. And David says, great attitude to have, Kaz, love it. I spent so much of my teens and 20s worrying about what other people thought of me and what they would think and trying to fit in, that I kind of just didn't really know who I was. And it's when I stopped doing that I found out who I was. And some people will like me, some people will hate me. As long as the people I care about like me, that's what matters to me. I can't please everyone, and I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I just have to accept that. And as someone who is something of a people pleaser, that can be quite hard to do. But there are just some people that I'm not going to get on with. I'll be civil to them, and I'm not going to treat them badly, unless you really wrong me, and then I will hunt you down. But yeah. Daenerys says, I have no fashion sense, I think, but I love your perspective and attitude about your style. Carol says, if you could travel to any period or era, what would you choose? That's a really interesting question. I think it would be ancient Egypt, because I'm absolutely fascinated by ancient Egypt and how advanced they were for that time in comparison to, for example, the people that were living in Europe at the time. I think it would be just really, really interesting. I wouldn't want to live there and spend the rest of my life there. I would probably be dead by now if I lived there, because the life expectancy was not long. But yeah, I would find that fascinating. David says, go back to the 80s, me, best time in it. And Eddie says, back to work for me, good night all. Bye, Eddie, thank you for joining. It was great to have you drop in. Carol says no fringe in ancient Egypt, though. That is a good point, and I actually agree with David. I would love to experience the 80s, because I didn't. Was alive, but was not old enough to properly experience it. And I find that I love a lot of the 80s music, even though that is not the music I grew up with. So yeah, the 80s, I think. Ancient Egypt or the 80s. Two very, very different time periods. But at least in the 80s, I would get to have a fridge. I'm not sure I would like what the ancient Egyptians ate. Yeah. But it would be interesting. I have been to Egypt. I would love to go back. I get really nostalgic though, and I don't know why. Even if I'm just like in castles, like if you live in Devon, you probably have had a school trip to Castle Drogo. And there's other castles, Edinburgh Castle, for example, Tower of London, places like that. And when I go somewhere like that, I get this really sad, nostalgic feeling, and I'll never forget. I was at some sort of, I think it was a country house, and I was just looking out onto the gravel driveway and imagining how it would have looked with horse-drawn carriages pulling up. And for some reason, I just felt like I wanted to cry. Really weird, but I'm a weird person. David says 80s music was the best, and the movies. Oh, some of the 80s movies. I mean, the original Blade Runner. I have not seen the new one, and not Legend. Well, Legend's good, but that's not the one I mean. Labyrinth. Oh, Labyrinth. Brilliant, brilliant film. Ghostbusters as well, I really like that. Yeah, I might have to have a nostalgic weekend watching some 80s movies. David says, anybody going to watch the new Ghostbusters movie? Looks fantastic. And Carol says, yes to Ghostbuster and maybe June too. I should go to the cinema. I really should. I don't go because the one near me is one of these Odeon Lux cinemas where it's like £50 for a ticket and then you sit in an armchair that reclines. And they bring you like a 3-course meal, which is mostly nachos. There are cheaper cinemas, I just don't know how to get to them. But I am driving more than I used to, and I'm widening the areas that I'm exploring. So you never know, maybe I will make it to a cinema. Can't really vlog there. I could vlog before the movie, I could vlog after it, but obviously not during it because that would be illegal. But I could always slip it in somewhere if I'm doing some other stuff into a vlog. I am planning to get out and about beyond Scotland, but it's finding places I can go, the times to go, fitting everything in with my schedule, which is actually quite full, and just stuff like that. But organisation is probably my superpower, so I'm sure I'll get it done. And David says £50. Yeah, I'm joking. I think it's maybe about 15, maybe 10. I'm not sure. I did have Meerkat movies. I don't have that anymore. So yeah. David says, I'd rather watch old movies on big screen. Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox. Oh yeah, I've seen that more than once. That was brilliant. Carol says it was cool when you did the trip to the auntie that passed away. Yeah, it was really nice to go to Melrose. I do actually have a trip planned to Stoke-on-Trent in the summer. It's actually a Dungeons and Dragons group that I play with. We're going to meet up and have a weekend playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm not going to be seeing much of Stoke, but I would like to vlog the journey there, the journey back, and some of my time there. Probably will just be me on film. I don't know how anyone else who is going would feel about being in a vlog. I haven't asked them. But yeah, I'm not going to really be able to sightsee because I could, but then the whole point of going is to socialize with these people, and if I'm out and about and they're all in the Airbnb playing Dungeons and Dragons, then I'm kind of missing out. So I think what I'll need to do is just go back another time and visit. But there's so many places in Britain that I want to go to and explore. I just need the money. So fingers crossed that I win the lottery or somehow my channel explodes and I suddenly have thousands of subscribers. Probably have more chance of winning the lottery, to be fair. David says D&D, love it, and sounds like a great vlog then, Kaz. And Dianera says a great older movie I watched not too long ago was Wolf with Jack Nicholson. Really good. I've seen that one as well, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. I quite like The Witches of Eastwick as well, which is another Jack Nicholson. I liked Basketball, but I think that was 90s. And of course there's Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2. And there's another film, Bill and Ted. David says, come on down to the lovely South Wales, Kaz. I should visit Wales. Should visit Ireland as well. Carol says Jack Nicholson is not in any bad movies, if I recall. I can't think of a movie I've seen him in that I haven't enjoyed. So I would agree with that. David says Wolf is brilliant. Daenerys says yeah. David says love Jack Nicholson. Carol says Big, and David says The Shining. Yeah, The Shining is good. I don't know if that's one that they're remaking. I know they remade It, and I haven't seen that. But the original It, I really liked the film up until the end. I think the ending, and I've read the book, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I think the ending is just too weird. I would prefer it to have a different kind of ending. But up until the end, it's a really good movie and really tense. And Tim Curry was brilliant as Pennywise. He was also pretty good in Legend as Satan. He was definitely the devil. I don't know if they called him Satan or just the devil or the Dark Lord, something like that. David says, yes, Carol Big is brilliant and best Joker. I know so many people rave about Heath Ledger's Joker, and Heath Ledger's Joker was good. But Jack Nicholson is the original Joker for me. I mean, I did see some of the like Adam West ones that were on TV. I remember in the school holidays watching them because there was nothing else on. And I don't even know who played the Joker in those, but for me, Jack Nicholson will always be the first Joker. But yeah, Heath Ledger's was good. Very, very different. And David says, as good as it gets, classic movie, Helen Hunt. Yep, that's another one that is really, really good. And David says, the original It is crazy. I watched it when I was 10. And 1989 classic Batman and best Batman, Michael Keaton. I kind of agree. I liked Michael Keaton's Batman the best as well. I can't remember who played Batman straight after him. I want to say Vic somebody, but I'm still sure people will be yelling at me in the comments on the replay. Yeah, he didn't do it for me, but Michael Keaton, I think he and Jack Nicholson really played off each other in that. I watched it for the first time when I was quite young as well. That's maybe why I found it quite scary. It's one of the films that really did scare me, and so did The Shining when I first saw it, the original one. Yeah. Carol says it was the ER guy, George Clooney. Val Kilmer. Thank you, David. That's who I'm thinking of. I knew it began with a V and was 3 letters. I was thinking Vic Reeves, and I know it's not Vic Reeves. Could you imagine Vic Reeves as Batman? That would be insane. That would be completely insane. But yes, Val Kilmer was a disappointment to me after Michael Keaton. So I've actually overrun by 10 minutes. So I'm very sorry, guys. I didn't realise that was the time. But I've really enjoyed chatting with you, and thank you to everyone who has joined. If you don't know who Vic Reeves is, Google him. He's a comedian. He would not make a good... Well, he might make a good Batman. I shouldn't prejudge. He might make a good Batman. You can let me know in the comments below. Would you like to see Vic Reeves as Batman? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. There'll be a video out at 10 o'clock tomorrow. It's a D&D recap. And then there's going to be another New in Easter video on Sunday. But which one will it be? You'll have to find out, because honestly, even I can't remember without looking at my upload schedule. So take care, guys, and have a great weekend. Bye.